Hello, welcome to Mindset to Results. Today, our guest is Diane Taylor. She's strategic leadership coach, facilitator, book bestseller author. And today, we will speak about how to be successful, how to build sustainable business without burning out, without getting depressed and overwhelmed. And so many entrepreneurs as business owners who are really driven, who want to achieve big goals, will learn very good lessons from these episodes because they will learn how to balance, how to find those right moves what it comes to planning strategy or leveraging delegating their responsibilities to other people, how to raise their confidence, self-esteem that is so important in the entrepreneurial journey. Hi, Diana.
Hello, Elena. Thank you so much for having me today.
You're most welcome. So let's speak about our topic. You have such a huge experience in strategic leadership, and also wrote the book. So tell us a little bit about your book and your experience, and then let's deep dive into our topic.
Absolutely. So, my book is called Elevate Potential, a Conscious Approach to Success. And the reason I wrote a book was because after my 20-year corporate career and 10, actually 12 years now of being an entrepreneur and working with entrepreneurs and senior leaders within workspaces, I I see patterns, and I really wanted to help people create more success, but do that with more ease and keep their well-being and wholeness intact. So I think a lot of leaders, look at what are my goals, what are my business objectives, what is my, financial statements telling me, how can I grow, and they don't take into consideration themselves in that picture. And so, I did this myself in the corporate world. I was very driven to succeed, to achieve more, to grow, and to climb the ladder. And I was successful at that. However, at a personal expense of, feeling burnt out, exhausted, tired, and as human beings, we can't be a capital asset that depreciates over time. We need to be the top level line, just like our revenue is growing, our vitality and our well being and our energy should grow and increase because those things have to grow together, or there's going to come a point where everything crashes. And we don't want to get there.
Yes, exactly. We don't want to be successful in one field, for example, our business, and have health issues or don't feel energy and that we want to wake up in the morning. Yeah, so, of course, the first priority should be our health and our well-being, because if we have everything and don't have health, well, good health, or when we live with pain, we would like to pay everything just to feel good. And so many people take it for granted when they wake up in the morning, nothing pains. Yes, when they move, when they can do everything without even thinking that something is wrong in their body, or something, when they have very severe pain. And people take it for granted and they think that it is just normal, it will be always. But it can be not always that the day when you can live painless. Yes, if you don't take into consideration your health, you can have unexpected surprises, so called. So balancing success and that motivation, inspiration, and that hard work when people put in their business when they are so driven and they see their big goal and they can work for hours without stopping. So balancing that with time which we spend for ourselves, to for our health, to eat well, to do some exercises between those hours when we can sit on computer. Yes, and
Right.
even don't even notice how time can fly. Hours can fly, and we can sit at computers and not then wake up. Oh, for hours I was just sitting one place.
Right, absolutely. And what my philosophy is that when we create balance, and not just like balance in a wholeness perspective, so that means our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. That wholeness, when we do that, the success and the business success comes with ease. Because we're in a state of a balanced state, open, and in a state where we can just receive more naturally. I've spent a lot of my time trying to force outcomes and create success and achieve through a tap kind of a driven. My natural instincts are very driver focused, make stuff happen. So I've had to learn, through my own experiences, to come into a much more balanced state of, masculine, feminine energy, not just the driven, but also the more gentle piece of side of me. And when we create balance in that, things just flow naturally, and it's a great place to be in. So we definitely need to understand that if we take care of ourselves, our business will start to flourish.
Yes, exactly. I'm totally agree with you. We sometimes, in order to speed up, we have to slow down. Yes,
Yes.
and what means slow down? It is focusing on inner world, in our feelings, how we feel, what is our state, yes, what our beliefs, with what expectations we do things, because we receive what we expect. So if we just pushing hard and get exhausted, don't feel well, it will not be very productive. But when we slow down, and it means that take time for ourselves to feel well, to relax, maybe do something that we really enjoy, that lifts us, it gives us that state that we excited, we feel very well, we are happy, and in that state we can be more productive.
Right, right. And one of the things, when you say we need to take a step back to move forward, one of the things that I often think about is how we tend to, like you said, we're on our computers, we're work, 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 and
Mhm.
sometimes we get stuck, or sometimes we're like trying to make something happen. And when we're there, if we have awareness around that, and we take a step back and go for a walk, if we're going for a walk, not only are we moving our physical body, which is great, we're having deeper breaths and bringing, air into our, oxygen into our bodies, which changes a lot of different things. But I notice very clearly that when I move my body, my mind moves, inspiration flows in. Think about the last time you got that great idea. What were you doing? Were you driving? Were you, I when I put my makeup on in the morning, I get a lot of ideas because we're doing something that isn't working. We're creating a space. In order to receive, there has to be a space to receive that great inspiration. So if we understand that creating space is a strategic move within our business, it's quite powerful.
Yes, so true. For me, many ideas come when I am in gym. Yes, when I'm
Yes,
in gym,
exactly.
I have time to empty my mind. I'm just
Yes.
doing something, and I create that space to receive ideas. Yes,
Exactly.
so this works exactly, and it is good to have certain habits. Yes, to have routine, because
Yes.
when we are in business and it is so much to take care of, especially people who just start the entrepreneurial journey and open business, they
Yes,
have to take so many hats. Yes, they have
yes,
do so many roles, new roles which they didn't do before, and it can be very overwhelming, and so many tasks to do every day that health and physical exercises or walking may look like it is not priority. So we have to consciously make that priority and to put time for a walk or for gym or even exercises which we can do at home between our working hours that will give us at the end better results.
absolutely. And what you say that routine is critical, and I find the same thing. And there's a lot of science now on morning routine. What do we do when we wake up? And I'm very regimented with my morning ritual. I wake up, brush my teeth, come downstairs, and I meditate while I have 1 cup of hot water, and then I have 1 cup of black coffee, and I do my meditation. That's my creating space. And it's a nice ritualistic feeling process that starts my day in a great tone for for things to run smoothly. And if I have to be somewhere, early, I'll wake up early to protect that sacred space where I can honor myself and create a space. And, I get so much guidance in that space.
Yes, it's very important to start the day when you set your tone, yes, set your state for the day. And meditation helps to have that clarity, to have that peace in mind, knowing what I'm going to do this day. And also, very good practice is to write your plans for the next day in the evening
Yes,
before
that
you go to sleep. Write what you schedule for next day. You go through your calendar. You know exactly what you are going to do next day. You can set before you go to sleep, you can set intention for successful meetings which you expect to go the way you want. Yes, you can anticipate already waiting for results which you want. So this is what will make your subconscious mind aligned with the goals which you want to achieve for the next day. And after meditation, also the first thing that you do to go through your schedule again, to set your mind right and get ready for your success. Yes, for successful day ahead.
exactly. And I have a lot of people that I work with, that like students in my leadership programs, that say I have trouble sleeping at night. And that,
Mhm,
like you say, that nighttime process, I write my next day things down before I leave my work for the night. So
mhm.
I write down, and then I have no problem sleeping. Um, and then what you say about what we're thinking about and imagining in our minds, that success, what we think about right before we go to sleep is what we marinate in for the next 8 hours. So if we're thinking, putting our head on the pillow and thinking, oh, what do I have? Or I'm stressed out, or that conversation today didn't go well, our subconscious mind is going to marinate in that. And then we're going to not sleep well. And sleep is critical to everything. Like it's the magic. Sleep, we heal when we sleep. So that is very important. So if you say, like, you're going to sleep and thinking about your success and what you want to positively create, that is an extremely powerful practice. I
Yes,
agree.
I think that clarity is very important because clarity gives you peace. Yes, when you have everything settled on the like on the bookshelf, you have
Right.
settled everything, you write it on your planner for next day or for the week or for the month, and you have that clarity of vision. Yes, clarity
Yes.
of vision, clarity of what you want to do, what you want
Yeah,
to achieve, what you want to do. As it is said that clarity of vision and definiteness of purpose. Yeah, so when you
exactly.
have this, it will help you not to keep in the mind so many things and go back and forward about, oh, what I'm going to do, or so many thoughts which we can just take out of our head and
Yeah,
them on the paper to create that clarity. And also, when we speak about daily routine, and if we in this format of clarity and definiteness of purpose, first thing, also even before we meditate or just after we meditate, we can write our goals. Yes, we can write our goals before we wake up totally, and before we go to sleep. So first thing in the morning and last thing in the night. Why it is important to write our goals? Because we it is like GPS. Yes, it is just GPS for our mind. Like in order to get somewhere, we should know two locations. First location where we are now and where we want to go. So when we have our goal written and we read it and read it every day, it is like that um, that idea gets impressed into our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind works as the GPS. So when it gets clear, when it accepts this idea, when you have that clarity, it will give you the your road. It will give you that road which you will see what is now, and then you do one step, it will show you next step, and it will help you to not be overwhelmed, because it is really very important practice when you create the habit to write everything on the paper instead of having this in your head. So you will release all that load, all that, like highway, because sometimes our mind is like highway, like car go here and there with such a big speed, 6 lines, and this is what creates overwhelm. But if you write everything on the paper, if you read it every day, so you remind your subconscious mind that this is where we're going. Before you go to sleep again, you read this goal, you imagine that during your sleep your subconscious mind will show you the way, the best way, which will be effortless, that you will have ideas for the best solutions. This is what will come. And you will see how it starts happening. Like you get just ideas coming from nowhere, and you say, wow, how I didn't think about this. It is so easy. And it is
yeah,
really becoming easy.
absolutely. And what I do a vision with my students, I talk about vision in my book, because if we don't know where we're going, how are we going to get there? And the analogy I use with them is you're in a boat in the middle of the ocean. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go to that island, or do you want to go to that island? Or if you don't know, you might just get blown to somewhere else. And when we are in that boat and we understand I'm going there, when the winds come up, because the winds always come up, we know where we're rowing with purpose instead of, being spun off track and then being led in a different direction. When we take our power back and create that clarity, we understand where we're going, we can move towards it. And I go one step further with my students, and I have them do something called the painted picture. So I have them imagine not just their goals, but once the goals are completed, it's called a painted picture. So imagine a date. Let's say if it's either like January 1st, 2026, like a year ahead, or maybe you want to do 6 months or 3 months, pick a date in the future. And then write out a statement of where you're at. Like it would be like a journal entry, and it's today is the future date. And I am so excited because I achieved my goal of this. And I feel, because feeling is far more powerful than thinking, this way. And then I have them pick a song. What song are you going to play when you're celebrating achieving those goals or getting to your vision? Because music is emotional. So the music trumps, the emotion trumps the thought. So when we're going along and having a hard day or we come across an obstacle, we can put that song on, and that song will move us forward. It will lift us up and move us forward. So it's a very important practice that great leaders and successful business owners do, and professional athletes do the same thing, and that's how they achieve their podium moments.
Yes, and as you said that, I wanted to add another tip so
Yes.
our listeners can implement our strategies. So
Yes.
when you write that in the form of present, yes, that it is
Yeah.
already, I'm so happy and grateful. Today is the date and I achieved this and I done it. Thank
Yes.
you. Like I
Yes.
feel so great. And you can record your voice reading this statement.
Yes.
Record this for 2 minutes, or you can record once and put just it to replay for 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and then you listen to this every 3 hours. You put your notification on your mobile and
Yeah.
listen to your voice every 3 hours. And when you read, also read as you're already there. Just feel how you will feel. Yes, just get yourself there and see how you will feel. And we suppose that it is a big goal which you write. Yes, so we
Yeah.
encourage you to think about big goals, really. So think how you will feel, how you will get excited. Yeah, I've done this. Yes, I'm so happy and grateful. It is now my life. And you read this with that feelings and excitement and listen every 3 hours. Why it is important? Because when you listen to it every 3 hours, you will impress this idea into your subconscious mind, and subconscious mind is the part of our mind will uh, uh, which will create your different actions, which will influence your actions. So when you start reading this, you start believing. Even when the goal is so big, initially you can doubt if it is really so that you can do that. But if you do it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you will listen every 3 hours, you will see that you will start believing. You will see, you will have already that confidence that it is already yours. And you it will, when you believe it and see that it is already there waiting for you, it will affect your actions. You will start taking different actions. You will start focusing more on actions which is aligned with this goal, and you will start saying no to everything else, and it will have help you to set your mind and get you into actions. And
Yeah.
once if you do this, you will see such a big difference.
Absolutely. And that's because belief happens in the spiritual realms. When I talk about the balance between the physical, mentally, emotional, and spiritual, that's where we take a thought and we align it with how we feel, emotional, and we create a belief, spiritual. And when we have those all aligned and strong, we create success. What typically happens to people is they create a thought, they have a goal, and then the feeling becomes a disconnect. I want that, but I don't have that, which creates a feeling of doubt. And there's a disconnect, right? So by listening to that, we're rewiring our subconscious thoughts, which control 95% of our experience, right? 5% is what we consciously know and are aware. So taking a practice like that can be game changing.
Yes, and also some people, like, even if they believe that it's possible, but they don't do what we just said regularly. They
Right.
write their goal even once and or say something, okay, I want to do that. And then they don't repeat this, they don't impress this idea into subconscious mind. And it is very big difference why we have such a big gap between what we know and what we do. Yes, we can know
Exactly.
so many things, but it doesn't mean that we will do that. Why it
Right.
is the difference? Because these two parts of our mind, which is conscious and subconscious. So conscious mind is related to our knowing things. It is educational mind. It is our knowledge, our logic, all books which we read. It is like a library.
Right.
And subconscious mind is the part of our mind which is controlling our behavior, our
Yes.
actions. So it is not enough just to want something at the level of consciousness. It is not enough just to say something, I want to do that. So what? You have
Right.
to impress this idea into your subconscious, so subconscious will start moving to you towards that direction because we are creatures of habits. Most
Yes.
of our behavior is habitual. And
Yes.
if we just decide to do something new, but our habits remain the same as if they were, because it is like software. Yes, if we don't change software, we cannot do something new. It is like computer. If we don't install new program, we cannot use that program on our computer. The same is subconscious mind. We have to install those new beliefs, new habits, new ideas, and make subconscious mind accept it as it is real. And when we put this with feelings, with imagination, with confidence, this is how subconscious mind become guiding us and create. We become magnet for everything what we want. We start attracting them because we become that person. We get to that frequency which
Exactly.
our thoughts, actions are aligned with the goals which we want to achieve.
Right, right, exactly. And, that's why in my book, I actually speak to that. And then I walk people through the last third of my book is actual exercises to help people do that. So it's not just thoughts. In North America, the best compliment someone can give you is, oh, you're a thought leader. And I know a lot of people, now that we're into a new year, there's a lot of comments about, oh, I read, 87 books this year, or I read 50 books. And my question is, that's fabulous, but how did you change as a
Mhm.
result? How did you grow? What did you learn? What are you now accomplishing that's different than when before you consumed all that knowledge, right? You said that's our knowledge, but where we become highly successful and differentiate from the crowd is when we take our knowledge and we create wisdom with that. So that's where we have to bring together the physical, the mental, the emotional, spiritual, or belief, the feeling, and the belief. When we add that to what we know, we can really level up and achieve all of our dreams and everything that we desire. But it comes back to understanding that. And what this is one of the reasons I wrote a book. I didn't feel like there was a lot of information like you and I have learned this information probably through many, many sources over decades of time, where I wish there was a book like my book when I was maybe earlier on that showed me how to, move forward or faster than just kind of figuring it out as I went. So, yeah.
Yes, very true. We were told that knowledge is power.
Yes.
But what is true, what I discovered that implemented knowledge is power. Knowledge without implementation is not power, it is just knowledge. Yes, it is something that you know, but until you start implementing in your life, until you start changing according to what you learn and go through those changes, go out of your comfort zone because there is no change within comfort zone. So if you really want to achieve something bigger than your current results, you have to change, you have to grow. Yes, the growth requires change, and change is uncomfortable. That's why so many people just learn something, attend seminars, attend events, and
Yeah.
then they stop there because they don't have those big goals which will really drive them, and that will push them to step out of comfort zone, step into unknown, make decisions from the place that it is already achieved, although you don't know how. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It requires so many new things to do, and that is why you have to implement. And you don't know, you never know how you achieve big goal, but that readiness and willingness to do whatever it takes put you on that um, path to achieve your goals.
Yes.
And implementation is the key.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why my leadership development programs are designed the way they are. Um, in my online learning portal, my students get a video that has the information that they watch and they learn the information. Then they have a downloadable worksheet where they actually download the information and then process. And then the third piece is to implement in the workplace, because the professional development model says that 10% of what we learn is through a classroom setting, teaching, 20% through coaching. So coaching typically is dealing with, what are you dealing with now? Let's talk that through. Let's shift your mindset about that. Let's give you some new techniques. But 70% of the learning or the change happens actually in the workplace, doing, like you say, implementing. So 70% happens when we take the knowledge, like you say, and implement it.
Yeah, it is the same as you can never learn how to swim if you read book. Yes, you can
Right.
know totally theoretically how to move your legs, how to move your hands, but you will never swim. Also, you can not learn driving. Yes, how you can drive car if you read 100 books about driving? You cannot do. You have to practice, and it will not be easy in the beginning. We know all how we were just learning driving. We were looking like all the windows and wheel. It was how we can just observe everything at the same time. But after 10 years, 20 years, you don't even put attention. You do so many things automatically. So
Yeah.
these habits are given us to create automated process, and habits were not built automatically, which would be aligned with our goals. So when we set a big goal, we have to create those automated behavior which will be aligned with those goals. And when we create those processes like daily routine and other processes, it will help us to not to spend so much energy thinking about that, because we will start doing things automatically. But to get there, initially we should create those routines. We have to work on each habit at the time. We cannot just write the list as many people write New Year resolution. They can write 20 different things which they are going to do differently in the next year. And we all know what happens after 1 2 weeks. All this
Yeah.
stays the same because people are creatures of habits, and we cannot change all the habits immediately. We can only work on one habit at a time, make it so many times, repeat it so many times that from being uncomfortable, it becomes very comfortable. It becomes more uncomfortable not to do that. And
Right.
then we move to another habit. So it takes time. And again, this clarity of vision, purpose, and definiteness of purpose is important, because we have to work on this again and again, have that big vision, have that big purpose, big goal, and it takes time to build those processes. But once they are built, they start working for us.
Yes. Yes. And I use the example of, going to the gym. If you say, oh, I'm going to get fit, and you go to the gym the first time, you're not going to notice a change. You have to repeat that over and over and show up for yourself again and again before you're going to see a change or a difference. And this is one of the biggest challenges of entrepreneurship. We come typically, out of a lot of us, like myself, not everybody, but come out of, a corporate setting where we had a team around us and we did something more specific. And like you said earlier, entrepreneurship, we wear a lot of the hats. And in the beginning, we need to keep the costs down until the revenue grows. But that means we're doing a lot of different things that we've never done before. We haven't had those repetitions to be very good at them. So this is the question of, okay, what is there something that we feel comfortable repeating and not being so great at that's not going to be a threat to our business? Or is there something that we need to outsource because doing all these different hats really badly isn't going to help us, right? So, that's another challenge that entrepreneurs face.
Yes, indeed. And also, I think that what helps is to find assistant, find somebody who can help you and do things that they can do. So you can start focusing on doing things that you can do that other people can't.
Yeah.
Yes, so it will help you because it is really very inefficient if you start just doing everything yourself, and it is a very long way to succeed.
Yeah.
So as soon as possible, just get somebody, get assistant who you can delegate some tasks so you can focus on those which you can do, so you can be more efficient. Yes, and you can use your time in the most effective way when you focus on things which you only can do and other people cannot. And later when you grow in your business more, then you start getting more people in your team and delegate more tasks so you can again grow, focus, also always evolve and have time for your development, for your personal growth, to have mentors, to have coaches, because your business will go at the same speed as you grow as a human being, because you get in life not what you want, by who you become. So the main focus is to focus on yourself, to grow, to work on your beliefs, work on your state awareness, consciousness, effectiveness, on those processes which we explained today. When you have those fixed and grow, this is how your business will grow in the exact proportion.
That's absolute 100% wisdom right there. And the other thing that I would add is when you're looking at what you want to outsource, don't just focus on what you can do versus what you can't do. Focus on what brings you joy versus not. The very first thing that I outsourced was house cleaning. And I can do that. Oh, yeah, I can do it. But it doesn't bring me joy. It doesn't give me more energy. So it's time. I'm doing time, but and it's getting a result. Absolutely. And it's something that I can do, but it's not lifting me up or jazzing me up to do. Where there's other things in my business that I can do that brings me, more life sustaining energy so that I
Mhm.
can keep moving forward. So something else to consider, but absolutely,
Yes.
Elena, we
Mhm.
we we will only grow according to how we as humans grow.
Yes, exactly. Find what you can do and what really you are good at. Yes,
Yeah.
what you like to do, what you love to do, what is your passion, what is aligned with you, what you're good at.
Yeah.
Because you are genius. Everyone is genius. Everyone has unique talents and gifts. So for us, it is important to find out what is strong in me, what I really good at, and focus on that and give other things what you don't like or what you don't know or what you weak at. Give this to do professionals who like to do that. So when you
Exactly.
create the team that everyone is professional in their team and they really love to do, and this is their strong areas where they are genius. This is how it help you to grow much more faster than if you are going to do it yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you so much, Diana. It was a great conversation and I really enjoyed, and I would suggest everyone who listening to us to listen to this episode few times because we discuss so many golden nuggets which can help you to grow your business and have that clarity, create processes and be successful. Thank you, Diana. So I'm looking forward to see you again in our future episodes. I know we can discuss so many other topics.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Elena, and to everybody. I hope you make this year the very best year yet.